afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John Sabidi, true nerd, and welcome to Settlers of Catan, or to be precise, Catan, but it's Settlers of Catan. Now, in case you're unfamiliar with this particular corner of nerd culture, Settlers of Catan is a well-loved classic board game. Easy to pick up, difficult to master, an excellent gateway drug if you're looking to get your friends into board gaming, because just about anyone at any level of skill or familiarity with board games can have a really damn good time with it. Absolute classic, love it myself, and it's just made its way over to the Switch, so, oh yes, any flipping excuse. So, welcome to Settlers of Catan, which as you can see is a very literal representation of the board game, because we are just all sitting around in a tavern playing Settlers of Catan together, with one important deviation from reality, which is everyone's agreed to neatly line up all of their roads and settlements and cities, which wouldn't happen in real life. One person would decide to just keep them in a messy pun. It would be really bloody annoying. So, if you've never played Settlers of Catan before, don't worry, it's super easy to pick up. Basically, what you're seeing in front of you is an island made up of a random selection of tiles, so it's different every time that you play. These tiles each represent different types of resource. So grey here over on the far left, representing ore, next to that in orange, hills representing brick, down below them, forest representing water, next to that in the light green, pasture representing wool, and then the bottom in yellow, grain fields representing, would you believe, grain. Each of these representing one of the 5 key resources you use to build everything in this game. But not all resource hubs are created equal. Those numbers represent the roll that needs to come down off 2 dice in order for you to actually draw the relevant resource card. So as a result of that, in case you've never put any thought into the probabilities of 2 dice coming down, 6s and 8s are extremely valuable, because they could come down as a result of many different combination of dice rolls, whereas 12 is very unlikely to come up, because that can only come up under one circumstance, a 6 and a 6. So what I'm doing right now is deciding where to put down my first town. Towns go on intersections, and if the dice roll comes up, and you've got a town bordering that tile, as a result of that, you draw the relevant resource card. And once you've drawn that resource card, you get to use it to buy more settlements, build more roads, turn your settlements into cities, buy developments for your cities, etc, etc. So basically, place your starting cities well, start expanding as soon as possible. So there's a lot of tactics and skill in how to lay down your cities and how to move around the board, but there's also an element of chance, because ultimately your yields are decided by dice roll. Now in the early game, what we need is, plenty of wood and brick. As the game goes on, you need more in the way of stone and grain. So, can't help but notice, there's a really good yield of brick right here. In fact, actually, there's a really poor brick down there, a decent brick there, and then, right over here, a really damn good source of brick, right by a reasonable source of ore, and an okay but not spectacular source of wool. Now, the thing about towns is they can't be adjacent. If you want to put down a town, it's got to have a clean junction in every direction. So while this here would give me access to both wood and brick, which I need for the early game, that's an 11 wood, which is not spectacular at all. What I'd rather do is go right here for a better access to ore going forward, a bit of wool, because wool isn't exactly in massive demand, but it is somewhat useful, and it means as a result of that, no one can go here, and no one can go here. And no one's going to want to go here because the desert tile is right there, and the desert tile yields nothing. Meaning the only place people could realistically go would be this spot right here, next to an 11 and a 12, which is very undesirable. So basically what I'm trying to do is monopolize the brick as best I can. Now you're probably thinking, wow, going first is so powerful, that's an unfair advantage. What's going to happen is, I put down my town, the 3 AI players put down theirs, and then a second town goes down, in reverse order. So I get to put down the 1st and the 8th town. So as a result of that, it is, I think fairly well balanced. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go for my let's try and monopolise the brick strategy. And then I have to choose which direction a road goes. Right now I can put down towns wherever I want, but once the game begins properly after the setup, you're going to need to actually build a road out to a junction before you can put a town there. You need to actually have your towns connected together. So this up here is not great. To be honest, it'll probably be better for me to, have the option to expand south, but I don't know whether that'll work out or not. So, let's see what the AI is going to do now. So they go down there, take a good source of wool, reasonable ore, and okay-ish wood. Then, he tries to block out the 9, and unsurprisingly, the AI goes for the other side of the 9. So everyone's desperately trying to get bricks. And there we go, now it's going in reverse. And the second town you put down, you get cards immediately equivalent to whatever that's adjacent to. So where are you going? Ah, she did decide to go there. That's interesting. I wasn't actually expecting anyone to do that, because that's a bit of a weak spot, to be honest. And as a result of that, I've now been left with whatever's left. Now, honestly, I don't think it would be too bad for me to go for one of these two spots right here. If I went for this spot right here, I'd basically be swimming in brick for the rest of the game. And I would have access to some, but not much wood. Alternatively, I could say I've got plenty of brick already. Let's go for this spot, even though it's next to the desert, because then I get access to a 5 ore together with a 4 ore. And I still have the 11 wood right there. The problem is, ooh, wood's gonna really be in short demand in this game, isn't it? Yeah, because no one's going over here. Now, I am tempted to actually go over here and say, screw it, I'll actually take that, but then that's such a bad spot because those woods do not have great yield. 9 is by far the best wood yield on the board, but it's not great. And the desert's right there. If the desert weren't there, I'd take it, but then if the desert weren't there, someone else already would have done. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for this spot right here. And then I'm going to, yeah, immediately take myself a nice wood and a nice rock right there. So I've got some wood to hand immediately. Then, do I try and build north immediately? And yeah, try and see if I can block off green from coming in this direction. Which, in all fairness, I have pretty much already done. Green has access to brick. And green has access to, yeah, a 10 forest, which is not terrible. So as a result of that, green will probably be able to do a pretty good job building roads. The alternative is, yeah, I start building in this direction and maybe try and put down a third town over here down the line. Do I really want to do that? No, I'm just going to try and tie these two together for the time being. I'm just going to see if I can see off green. So, that's set up done at this point. Now we start rolling. So obviously what I want is, yeah, 6 would be ideal, and bloody hell, I've got 6s coming in already. Okay, so that's pretty much what I wanted straight away. Because I've got 1 brick and 1 wood, that means I'm allowed to build a road. So, straight away, if that's what I want to do, I can actually basically say, okay, green, you can't come this way, because roads can't exist side by side. I'd basically be blocking off the road in this area. So that's tempting. That's very tempting indeed, especially as it might be a while until I see wood again. So, yeah, you know what, I'm going to do it. So now I've got a road that is 3 long. You see down there at the bottom above my name, my road is 3 long. Having the longest road is very important. There's victory points in that. That's what the number above all of our pictures are. Right now we start with 2 victory points, 1 victory point per settlement. So that's all I can do for the time being. So yes, as a result of that, end my turn. Jean starts rolling. Because of course, if she rolls a 6, and she just did, I get brick anyway. It's for everybody. And 6s are going to be coming up a lot. And yeah, right now, Jean has already got herself some brick too. Ah, a 7. So, 7 of course being the most likely thing. Oh, I'm not surprised that just happened. 7 being the most likely, it's not on any tile. Instead, the robber, the little blob right there down on the 6, that guy basically does a couple of things. 1, if you've got more than 7 cards in your hand, you need to discard half of them, rounded up or down, I can't remember. But you have to basically discard half your hand, so don't go over 7 if you can avoid it. It's very dangerous indeed, because 7 is the most likely roll to come up. But on top of that, whoever rolls the 7 can move the robber to a location, where anyone who's adjacent to the cell they move it, they can steal 1 card at random from them. And on top of that, until the robber is moved, that cell will not yield anything. So even if a 6 comes up, I don't get brick anymore. So no, I'm not giving away my last brick in trade. Screw you. Because you can choose to trade with other players. You can trade with the bank as well, but it's very unfavourable. You see, there's a 6. I don't get a brick out of that. Because, oh dear, things are not looking so hot all of a sudden. No. I'm not doing that. I'm not giving away my 1 brick. I need to keep hold of that brick, damn it. So what I need to start thinking about is, yeah, growing a road and then putting a new settlement down. The question is, yeah, where am I going to actually get the wood from for that? Oh, this is going to be interesting. Right, let's just start rolling and see what pops up there. Another 6. That's not fair. Boo. Boo, I say. So yeah, there's nothing I can do right now. I just have to pass and move on. So sooner or later, someone's going to roll a 7 and that robber's going to end up moving. That's okay. At this point, game, you're just mocking me. Candomir rolls. There's a 10. So yeah, there's a little bit of wood heading over to Jean. She's got one of the few sources of wood on the map right now. I'm not willing to do that. However, over to Lynn. And that is a 7. Good. The robber has to move. It's not allowed to stay where it is. So the bare minimum, it's going to move down over there. Okay, so I get less ore, but I've already got an ore on 4, and I've got 1 ore in hand. So now 6 is going to start yielding brick again, which is marvellous. But honestly, I'd kind of rather have, 11. Absolutely flipping spot on right there. So, here's what I can do. I can build myself a road, or I can save up a bit. Because if I can get myself, 1 grain and 1 wool, and by the way, I've got no source of grain right now, so some point or another, I'm going to need to find my way to a source of grain. Oh dear. Grain's going to be difficult for me, actually. Grain's going to be very, very difficult indeed. Alright, so that 6 is going to be basically impossible to get to, because all the roads are already blocked up. That means, potentially, what I need to do is start making my way north towards that 11. 11's not great, but it's better than 12. And that would give me more ore. If I just basically, can stockpile a giant pile of ore, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. So just in case green tries to stop me doing that, I'm going to get that down now. Oh, this is going to be an interesting game. Wood's in short supply, and grain is in pretty damn short supply too. That's really going to work in Lynn's favour. She has got so much grain, and all the rest of us are going to have, no grain at all. So that's going to be tricky right there. And in comes a 9. That is worth, 1 brick to those two. That does not help me in the slightest. And she starts expanding down that direction. Interesting, she might be going for a port. So if you actually settle next to those little port symbols by the coast, you can start trading with the bank, where normally you would have to trade 4 of any one card to draw a card of your choosing in terms of resources, but if you've got a port, you can trade 3 of anything for 1, or a specialist port, you can trade 2 of what's pictured for a card of your choosing, which can be very, very good indeed. In fact, I should probably start thinking about ports, because this game might come down to port trading. Okay, the brick port's way over there. I'm not getting to that. The only ports I've already got access to are, I can't use that one unless I loop all the way around. I could loop in this direction over to that one. That's the ore port, which again is 3 road away, so that's a bit of a way off, but screw it, we'll have to make do. Now, someone's willing to actually give me grain in return for stone. Okay, I'm willing to do that, because I've got no source of grain, but I do have multiple sources of stone. So I'm willing to accept that, and she chooses to do the deal with me. Good, that was a worthwhile trade. 10 right there gets me absolutely nothing at all, so 10 doesn't work for me. I need 3, 4, 6, 5, and 11 right now. When I build more settlements, more things will become more useful to me. There we go. There's some more brick entering my hand. So now we're moving in the direction of being able to actually have a town. I've got the brick and I've got the grain. So a 3 will get me the wool, 11 will get me the wood, and I can, in theory, trade as well with other players if need be. There's a 6. Okay, so here's the thing. I can trade my bricks for alternative bits and pieces. So if I say, okay, I'm willing to hand over a brick, but I want a wood for that, who's willing to do that? No one's willing to do that. Okay, what if I'm willing to hand over a brick for a sheep? And Candomir is willing to do that. So that gets me, in a good position, quite frankly. I'm willing to do that immediately. So now, I've got 1 of each. Now I just need either an 11 or enough cards that I can trade with somebody for wood. But wood's in really short supply right now, so people might not be willing to trade for wood. And there's more 6s. Good. This is working. So now I've got bonus... Ooh. Jean, you read my flipping mind. Right, okay. So now I've got what I need to set up a town, but I can't set up a town in that spot right there. Oh, there's bonus wool as well. Spot on. I can't set up a town in that spot right there because it's adjacent to existing towns. So, you're willing to actually give me more sheep in return for wood. No, sorry, wood is super valuable right now. That would not be a good trade at all. So, in comes a 4. That actually gets me, stone. Okay, now we're starting to get somewhere. She's willing to give me, Okay, Lynn, that's an interesting offer. Because I do desperately need grain. I have no grain whatsoever right now, but I'm not giving up my 1 wood. Sorry, that ain't happening. And she's also willing to give a sheep for that. No. She just really... Okay, she desperately, desperately wants grain. I don't think so, though. Then again, actually. Actually. Okay, so... If I accepted 2 grain off her, then if I could just gather myself a bit more ore, and 4s and 5s both give me ore, I could upgrade one of my settlements to a city. A city is worth 2 victory points as opposed to 1 for a basic settlement, and when the roll comes down, you draw 2 of the relevant resources, not 1 for adjacent cities. So, a city up north where I started would be really powerful. That could be worth thinking about right there, because actually, there's probably a fair bit of ore floating around that nobody really wants. Okay, I'm going to take it. For 2, I'll do it. Oh, but I'm going to regret that, because if a 7 comes down, oh, that's... Please don't roll a 7. If I roll a 7 right now, I've literally just screwed myself over. So I really want a not 7. Okay, a 9. Not great for me, but not terrible either. What I need to do now is, well, I've got a choice. I could buy a development card, which is a bit of pot luck. You can get some good stuff, you can get some bad stuff there. Or I could try and get hold of some stone. I'm going to see if anyone's willing to do anything for some stone. I need some stone, alright. Stone would be good. And I'm willing to trade you some brick, maybe? You know, I'm just going to do this one at a time. Let's do this one at a time here. I just want 1. And I'm willing to trade wool. No one's willing to do that. Okay. That's absolutely fine. What if I was willing to offer brick? Because brick is valuable. I'm surprised no one went for that. What about for 2 wool? No, I think just no one's got it, unfortunately. Now, this puts me in a dangerous position because I've got 7 cards in my hand. And I'm probably going to pick up more before it's time for my go again. And 7s are more likely to come up than anything else. I'm going to buy a development. So, this can be any number of things. That's a knight. Okay, so basically, I can now choose to move the robber on whenever I want to. It's a good thing to keep in your hand. That's not bad at all. So, now let's just see what comes up here. 4s or 5s would be great. 11 is... Okay, that's wood. Honestly, wood is not bad, alright? I just got a good deal off wood, so that's nice. And a 6 is good as well. Right. What I really need is 4 and 5. 4 and 5 hasn't been showing up, and I kind of need it to. No, you're not getting that. No. Everyone is desperate for wood right now. And, okay, I'm not giving up my only wood. Screw you. I've been very lucky to get this much wood. That 4 and that 5. 7. Right, okay. So, she's going to move the robber. If she tries to screw me over, then I can... Okay, she tried to screw me over. Well, you know what? I can screw you back. So, don't even flip and try it, alright? Now, Lynn's offering bricks in return for grain. No, I'd rather keep the grain, actually. I don't have a good source of grain right now. So, what I'm going to do right now is immediately move on this stupid robber. And I'm going to get it straight back over to you because screw you. But then again, that's actually screwing over her source of, yeah, wool. Probably better screw over this source of brick. I've got a good source of brick. Let's make sure nobody else has a good source of brick. And I'm robbing you because you're worrying me. So I just stole a brick off her. Right, I don't currently have much in the way of ore. And I kind of need ore. Actually, I've been so unlucky. Where the bloody hell are the 4s and the 5s? Okay, you know what I am going to do? Because Lynn's starting to worry me. She's actually got herself an extra settlement down right there. I'm going to build a road. And that's going to get me up here. And it's also going to give me a road of 5. And that means I will officially have the longest road on the board, which is worth +2 victory points until somebody can get up to a 6. So I'm now at 4 victory points. 10 victory points wins the game. So that'll do as a starting point right there. Let's actually... Can't do anything at this point, can I? No, I can't do anything. Fine, skip my turn then. I just need some people to start rolling some 4s and some 5s, please. That's a 12. That's a very unusual grain for Jean right there. Bloody hell. I swear we've had more 12s than we've had 4s or 5s this match. It's ridiculous. And there goes a 9, which yields nothing because the robber's in play right now. And in comes Lynn momentarily, unless he decides he wants to trade. No, he does not. Lynn rolls... an 8. Okay, who was on the 8s? Ah, the 8s are an excellent source of wool. So there's plenty of wool floating around. It's just no one bloody needs it. So, okay, come on, and more 8s. No, we don't need 8. 8 doesn't help me at all. Bloody hell. Right, okay. I need to get myself, yeah, some flipping wood. That's what I need. 11 would be great. There's 6. The problem is, I can't... Oh, more's going down there. Okay, you're willing to give me... You know what? I'm willing to... Actually, am I? I could screw her over by saying no. She might come back with more. No, let's see if she comes back with more. She's willing to offer stone. For stone? Yes! Alright, stone, that's a done deal. Oh, I think she didn't take it from me, unfortunately. There's a 10. Doesn't help me at all. Oh, come on. My ore foundries are not producing the amount of ore that is required, to be honest. And no, I'm not giving away any more grain. Grain is too valuable right now. No, not giving it away. Unless maybe for, like, stone. Maybe for stone. There's another 12! Where the hell are the 4s and the 5s? Oh, no. No, 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 no. Turn down those trades. Right, come on. Just, like, you know, roll the dice in a way that gets... There's a 4! Bloody finally. Okay. We've actually got some stone. Unfortunately, I don't actually have... yeah, I don't have what I need. Though, actually, hang on. Have I already... Ooh, I could get another town down. Okay. I can get another town down if I can get access to wood. I need, yeah, basically 1 wood. So that's probably worth doing if I can get a wood going on right now. Okay, who's willing to trade me what for a wood? Because I have got myself a good old monopoly on bricks right now. Okay, I'm kind of surprised no one went for that one. Let's see if I can get anything for this. No, I suspect what's screwing me over here is literally nobody has any wood. I suspect there's just no wood floating around right now. So... this is getting dicey because I'm over 7. So as a result of that, I'm actually just going to draw another development card. Even though that actually does throw away a grain, but it's only 1 grain. And that gets me... Ooh! Years of Plenty. Okay, when you play this card, you can immediately select any 2 resource cards from the bank. Oh, that was worth it. That was flipping worth it right there. But I can't play it immediately. You've got to wait till next turn. So, okay. I've got plenty of bricks for trade, and no one else is getting bricks from anywhere right now. So, you know what? I'd play nice with me, okay? And someone's willing to trade, yeah, some grain for some bricks. Jean. Okay, in green. Yeah, you know what? Fine. We'll see what she does with that. She might use that to throw down extra road. I'm not sure. No, there's... Oh, there's a 5. Good. Good, 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 good. That's ore. Everybody loves ore. And you want to... You want to give me bricks? No, no, you're not giving me bricks. Sorry. Apparently he's desperate for flipping grain. Okay, over to Lynn. Lynn wants to... Oh, 4. Yes. Finally. Finally, everything's coming good right now. And she just drew herself... Ah, I think she might have had Years of Plenty as well, actually. Or something. Anyway, she had some form of special event that just went on there. And she's also willing to give me a sheep in return for a rock. No, actually. The rock's pretty valuable to me. We need to start thinking about upgrading soon. So, no, none of that. If you put me a good enough offer in, I might be willing to consider it, but not just yet. Okay, so, obviously, we're playing Years of Plenty. So what I need right now is, yeah, I need 1 wood, and then I need 1 wool as well. So then I'll be up to everything I need to actually get down a settlement. So that's what we're doing right there. Draw those 2 cards. Beautiful. Am I allowed to... Uh-oh. I'm allowed to build right now. I'm not allowed to actually build right now. Oh, I shouldn't have done that till I rolled. If I roll a 7 now, please, for the love of... Oh my god, I just screwed myself over! I just actually... No! No, no, no. Okay, it's fine. Everything's under control. All I need to do is discard all my precious resources. If I'd just done that in a stupid, different bloody order, at least I get to steal something. And I'm going to steal it off Lynn, because screw Lynn, basically. Actually, it's already... Oh, it was already in a really good spot as well. Okay, I may as well get it down over here and stop this one doing anything. So we're going to be stealing from Lynn, and if we're lucky... Okay, we got some of our bricks back at least. Okay, now I can build a settlement. And I'm going to build it up here, even though it's not great, just because this spot up here gives me some ore and a little bit of grain. And I need a source of grain, damn it. So now I've got a source of everything, alright? I do have the ability to get literally everything. So, that's fine. That's fine at the absolute bare minimum. And after that point, yeah, I have to pass at that point. I can't do anything else. So I'm up to 5 victory points. I'm actually doing pretty well right now. How's everyone else's roads doing? No one's doing great on the old road front. There's an 8. The 8 is, yeah, basically just giant piles of wool for Jean. She has got so much damn wool. I'm not surprised she's willing to give it away, but I'm not actually trading for her. I'm just going to screw her over by refusing to trade. No, I am hoarding all of the ore. Ooh, but that's a lot of wool. But the thing is, wool's not even worth that much. I mean, I'm not going to be needing to get down a settlement anytime soon. But she is getting desperate. I might be able to trade it away with the bank later. No, I'm going to screw her over. Oh, she was able to get enough together to actually get down the first city on the board. Is that the first city? I think that might be the first city on the board right there. So, she's now got even more ridiculous giant amounts of wool coming in. Well done. But every 5 also now yields her 2 ore, which is not bad at all. And that 10 gets her a good amount of wood. But wood's starting to be less and less useful, so not sure that really helps her that much. What I need now is, yes, that's exactly what I needed. Okay, so I've got myself 3 ore right there. 3 ore is what I need to turn my settlements into cities. But I need to get hold of some grain from somewhere. The problem is, no one's got much grain. But I'm willing to bet Lynn does. Lynn's probably got flipping loads of grain. So, we might be able to do something here. And, no, she won't do it on this occasion. Fine. I'm just going to leave that be. If the 11 does get rolled, I do already have some access to... Oh, perfect timing. Right, that works for me. That gets me the wood. That gets me the grain. And, no. You're not getting hold of my precious, precious ore. You're going to have to do a much better deal than that. 2 wool. No, I'm not doing it. If you were willing to offer me some grain, maybe. I'm willing to trade for 10. Does that help me these days? No, 10 still doesn't help me at all. Oh, the city just went down. Right, more cities are going down at this point. I need to get enough grain together. Okay. Now that's a deal I'm willing to go for. Because I have got myself... plenty of ore coming in. That's not happening, though. That's not flipping happening. Right, I need a 4 or a 5, ideally. And 9... Does that help me? No, 9's kind of useless, actually. 9 just helps everyone else who's not me. No, okay. Really need to hope for, yeah, the ability to get some more ore. And my turn. Come on, 4 or 5. 4 or 5 would be sexy, and it's an 8. Which is not that helpful. Okay, but I know Jean is just flipping swimming in bloody wool right now. So, in order to get down under 7, I'm going to offer her 1 brick in return for a wool. She's got to... How can you not want to do that? I know for a fact you are swimming in wool. Right, in that case, what I'll do to get the numbers down is, yeah, build a road. I'll get the road going in this direction, just to make sure nobody ever threatens my road, because look at Lynn. She's got a 3 road and a 2 road. If she just connects them together, she's going to have a 7 road, which would be not good. So, I might want to move in this direction, basically just to block her, because now any road in either of those directions will stop her linking her roads together in a sensible way, or at least the most sensible way. She could link them down the south, but that would be much less impressive. That would still only be a 5 maximum, so I would still have the advantage there. What I'm hoping for really is, yeah, just a 4 or a 5 before I actually go round again. She is just sitting on so much flipping wool right now. She's got a hand of 13. That's ludicrous. Oh, and now she wants to trade away the flipping sheep. No. I want at least 2. 2 sheep, I'll consider it. Alright, I'm willing to... Oh. Should I accept that? 2 sheep. 2 sheep is basically... That's a development card for me going forward. Yeah, you know what? For 1, I'll do it. Alright, that's fine for me. She's willing to keep doing it. No. I'm done at that point. We're not doing any more. She's getting more and more cities down. That's a concern. She's now got 2 cities. That puts her on victory point 5. That's worrying, actually. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I probably should have screwed her over a bit more. And 7 is... Oh, robber's on the move. Okay, where's the robber going at this point? Robber is going to... Okay, I don't think she cares, to be honest. I really don't think she cares. No, you're not getting hold of stone. You're going to have to do me a much better offer first. Lynn rolls a 5. Good. 5, 5, 5. That is good for me. So that is 2. And no. None of that. None of that, please. 4 or 5. All right, please 4 or 5. And 8. Right, so that's just basically piling a bit more wool over there. Okay, not perfect, but it does let me get down development cards. And development cards can be very powerful. Okay, that's a knight. The thing is, every time you use a knight, your army count goes up by 1. That's the number next to road down there next to my symbol and my name. So I've already played 1 knight. So as a result of that, I've got 1 army. I play another knight, that's 2 armies. Once you get up to 3 armies, you have the biggest army until someone can play 4. So actually, getting 2 VP for biggest army could well be worth it for me. In fact, I could just play another development right now. I have the money for it, but I'm gonna hold on for the time being in case a 4 gets rolled. Because if a 4 gets rolled before it gets around to me again, 9 does not help me. Boo, boo I say. No, I just desperately need somebody to be rolling a 4. That's what we need more than anything. Candemir rolls a 6, which is not bad, but bricks are becoming less and less useful. Oh, there's a lot of flipping cities on the board. That means they're starting to run away. But then again, that city is not so great. That city's kind of garbage because it's just handing over giant piles of wool to him, and grain is not coming up that often at all. So that's not great, to be honest. The most dangerous cities right now would be, yeah, down by that 6 grain or nearby to the 5 ore. So that 5 ore is really helping out Jean right now. Jean might be starting to scare me a little bit there. Right, over to my turn. Sadly, the 4 has not shown up yet. And I could move on the robber to somewhere. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm just going to play the robber right now. I'm going to move him right down over here. And I'm going to rob Candemir, and I got brick, which is not really what I needed. So I hope this isn't a 7, by the way. Otherwise, nope, that's an 8. So that is... Okay, 8 has come up a lot this game. I feel like I've been shortchanged on the 4s and 5s, next number of 8. Though 8 is statistically more likely, diddly diddly dee. Okay, again, I can play development right now, but I'm going to hold off because I really, really, really want to upgrade my first city to, you know, a city. There's a 5. Good. That's a stone. Would have rather had a 4, but 5 will do, I guess. Did I just turn down a trade for a stone? I think I just did. Oh, dear. And, oh, that's an interesting one. 2 stone for 1 grain. But then I wouldn't have the grain I needed to actually, yeah, get the city upgraded. Which wouldn't actually help me, therefore. Because ore's coming in often, grain is still rare. Jean's up to 6 victory points. This is not looking good, actually. I'm a bit worried about this. Right, over to Candemir. I really need you to roll a flipping 4, please. That's even more flipping. Oh, am I over 7 now? I'm at 7. I can't remember if Robert is over 7 or at 7. So basically just hope that doesn't happen for a bit. Hold on for the time being. No, I'm not giving you the grain. Right, grain is very much in demand. He's up to 5 victory points. Jean is in the lead right now. There's an 11. Oh, 11's good. 11's actually really good, but now I've got too many cards. And you're willing to trade. Oh, yes. Yes, I'm willing to do that. Abso-flipping-lutely am I willing to do that. And, oh, they didn't do it with me. Oh, balls. More than one person was willing to do that trade. So they went with Jean rather than me. And if I roll a 7 now, I'm going to have to discard down. That's a 6. Okay. How are we going to make this... Oh. How we're going to make this happen is as follows. I can discard all of this for 1 actual stone right now. And I think, yeah, the bank has no choice but to accept that. But I may as well see if anyone's willing to do it for less first. Oh, flip. Candemir's willing to trade me the stone for a single wood. Oh, Candemir. Canda flipping Mia. Yes. Yeah, I'm willing to do that, actually. Okay. And that means we can do it. We can now build a city. And it's going to be this one right here. So now every 4 is worth double ore. Every 6 is worth double brick. Every 3 is worth double wool. And boom, +1 victory point. I am now up to, 6 victory points. I'm now tied in the lead with Jean, but I don't have as many cities down as other players, which does put me to disadvantage. They are accumulating resources faster than I am for the time being. Still, I'll hold on to these bricks. I might be able to trade them for something down the line. That might have been a bad decision. I probably should have actually just traded them away immediately. A 3 is... Okay, that's now, you see, a double wall to me. So now I've actually got myself 3 wall. So it's much easier with cities to get yourself up to... Oh, she's up to 7. That's scary. That's really scary now. There's the 6. Oh, that's giant piles of brick right there. But now, 7 start being dangerous. Knight. The robber is moving around, but that doesn't mean people have to discard. She's just knighting rather than robbering. And she's tried to screw over that area, which I can't really blame her. To be honest, that's perfectly reasonable. She's trying to stop us just basically mass-producing brick. But honestly, we don't really need brick anymore. Now it's more about the 4s and the 5s than the 6s. Right, before I roll, I'm going to see if I can actually trade away. Oh, no, I'm not allowed to trade before the roll. Sorry, I forgot the rules there. And a 10. 10 is not that helpful to me, unfortunately. Okay, let's see if anybody really, really, really wants some brick. Because, okay, no one wants brick for that. How about a bit of rock? Or ore, sorry. No, no one wants that either. Okay, not even for... No one's going to want wool, John. Nobody wants wool. Right, in which case, just trade away 4 for, 1 actual grain right there. And that will happen automatically, shouldn't it? No, sorry, bank trades are on a separate menu, though. Hang on. Sheep 2 to 1. Oh, sorry, did I... Oh, yes, I'm accidentally a sheep port. Right, didn't even realise that was going to be a thing, though, actually. Ooh, Jean, me and you might be able to actually, do something about this. Jean, what if I wanted to accumulate a giant pile of sheep? How would you feel about that? Because I bet you want to get rid of some sheep, don't you? I'm genuinely shocked, but apparently she doesn't. Right, so I can trade away some of this at the bare minimum. So, absolutely, I'm willing to trade away that for that. That's acceptable. Get myself a bit of grain right there. That's good. And as for the bank, yes, I can trade away 4 brick for even more grain, because grain's going to be the thing I'm struggling for there. So, there we go. That looks much flipping better. So actually a 3 really helps me out, because double wall is basically worth any card of my choosing. So actually that's interesting right there. I hadn't even considered that I was actually to sheepport, but I am. And Jean is getting, Jean's getting terrifyingly strong right now. She's actually getting, hang on, how's her road? Her road's at 5. She's not willing to take that off me yet, but if she could just get 2 roads down in a single turn, she would take longest road and auto win. So whatever happens, do not give her brick. Under any circumstances, do not give her bricks. Oh, she's trying to do it, isn't she? That's up to 6. Okay, this is now terrifying. Jean is ready to win the game at this point. Oh dear. Oh flipping dear. Okay, this is looking dicey right there. There's the 5. I would rather have had the 4. I've had so few 4s. It's ridiculous. Lynn also wants some brick, but I'm less worried about her, to be honest. But you're going to have to do me a better deal than that. Like, I need stone. Like, I need so much stone, and bloody hell, come on. Give me a 4! Okay. The robber's not the worst thing in the world, because I can get the robber onto, Jean. What is Jean's most important thing right now? Well, actually, it's kind of where it already was. I kind of wouldn't mind leaving it where it was, but then again, let's actually just... Let's put it on here. I'm just going to rob Jean, basically. It's going to be wool, because... No, it was wood! Wow, okay, whatever. I can put down a road, which would protect my longest road. Or, I can actually buy an improvement, which could be worth a victory point on its own, or could be a knight. A knight would be worth 2 victory points to me. Now, can I actually... Actually, I can afford both. So I may as well do both right now. I may as well, 1, make sure that, Lynn can't do anything with her stupid road. Or, actually, hang on. Your road, Jean. Yeah, your terrifying road. We need to try and block that off, please. So actually, now, you can't extend that far enough north to actually complete that, because you need to actually beat the person who's already got longest road. So now she needs 8. It's time to start buying development cards and just hoping, and darn it. I was really hoping for a knight, because a knight would have been worth +2 victory points to me. Because until you've got a minimum of 3 armies, you're not allowed largest army, even if you do have the largest army, which I do. Monopoly's really good, though. That means I can just pick a resource, and everyone has to basically give me that resource type. So, okay. We can use that next turn, assuming Jean's not about to win. And I'm terrified she is, actually. Gina's actually kind of terrifying. She doesn't look like she's actually in a great position, but... Oh, finally! Flipping finally! Okay, that's 3 ore in one go. No, give her nothing. Give her absolutely nothing under any circumstances. She must never be allowed to have anything. There's a 9. 9. That doesn't help me at all. Gives her the wood. Knights are being played right now. Where's the robber going? It's probably going straight back up to the 6, isn't it? Which is actually not terrible, to be honest. That's fine. You want to stop Jean having brick? You are welcome to stop Jean having brick. Alright, in comes Lynn with... Ooh, the 7. Okay, robber straight away. I'm just safe from being robbed. And, okay, she's moved over there and is trying to steal off Jean. Okay. I need, ideally... Ooh, actually, you know what I do need? I need wool. But Jean is the wool merchant, unfortunately. If you'd be willing to do me 2 rather than 1, I might be willing to say yes. Because at this point, I doubt I'm going to be able to get enough grain together to upgrade more cities. My best bet is to go... Actually, no, hang on. I can monopoly my way to all the wool I need. But if I do that... Oh, that's tough. You know what? I'm going to do that because then I can monopoly my way to grain, which is probably the better idea. I don't know how much grain is floating around. It might be basically none, but screw it. It's worth it. So that at least means on my turn, I can now, yeah, I can guarantee an improvement. A 3. Hang on, what does 3 do? 3 gets me... Oh, 3 gets me a giant pile of wool, which actually is useful because those 2 wool can be anything I want them to be. So that's not too bad at all. Okay, hang on. Think about this, think about this, think about this really damn carefully right now. Because the right combination of monopoly and wool trade might be able to hand over some really big-ass points to me right now. If I development, that is going to be, yeah, 1 wool and 1 grain and 1 stone. I may as well do that right now, because I don't know what that's going to generate for me, but I will still have enough sheep left over. I'm going to do that right now, and I'm going to really hope it's a night. It was a flipping night! Yes, okay. Right, I just need to survive this turn, then I'm up to 8-2. Okay, think this through really carefully. I should monopoly my way to grain, just to drain everyone else's grain supplies. There might be no grain on the field. That's entirely possible. And then, after I've done that, yeah, hopefully a 4 or a 5 happens, ideally a 4. Then I've got enough stone to upgrade a city. Then we're up to 9. And I can't play the knight immediately. You've got no option. You've got to wait a turn for that. Okay. Monopoly grain, please. I would like to monopoly the grain. And... was there any grain? No one had any grain. Everyone has just basically been, yeah, spending it as fast as they can. That's a bit of a shame. Okay, if Jean doesn't win, I get up to, yeah, victory point 8 next turn. That is an 8 right there, and fortunately that's worth nothing to her, because her 8 is currently blocked. Oh, she's... Oh, no! 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 Oh, my goodness, she just double built a road, and she stole longest road off me, and as a result of that, she just won. Oh, Jean. Jean, I hate you. Jean, no! In fact, she knocked me back to joint last place. Oh, that's just embarrassing. But I don't accept that, alright? Because next turn, I would have been able to play the knight and get straight back up to 6. Alright, so really, I came second. I'd also like to officially lodge a complaint with the referee about those dice stats there. Can't help but notice that for, yeah, large parts of the early game I was depending on 5s, and 5 came out a really small amount of the time compared to how it should have done, actually. So I feel a bit hard done by there, quite frankly. In fact, yeah, the winner didn't roll a single 5. I accuse her of cheating, damn it. Still, that's how it goes to Catan, and that's what makes it such a wonderful game. It's a mix of strategy and tactics, but there's still an element of pure luck. But that luck is tempered by very transparent probabilities. So it's a very skillful game, but still very easy to pick up. And sometimes there'll just be random chance wins, and sometimes just a really, really well-placed, well-planned double road will just lead to a surprise victory. And well played, Jean. Alright, well played, Jean. Next turn, if she hadn't been able to do that, I would have actually got out biggest army, and then I would have been up to 8, and we would have been neck and neck on 8 points. But clearly, she'd been saving up that wood, saving up that stone, and in the end, a city that I didn't think was particularly high value, over by not particularly good forest, was able to carry her because, yeah, she was just able to get in wood much faster than me. That was a really interesting board, though, especially with such competition for bricks and wood in such short supply. That's what makes Catan so brilliant, by the way. Every different random distribution of board can be a completely different game. It's a brilliant game. It just came out on Switch. It is well worth having a look at. The only downside is the multiplayer is online only. There's not local pass-around multiplayer. But then I suppose that would be difficult because your hand has to be kept secret from the other players. But screw it. It's a board game you can buy at basically any board game shop. And in fact, it's such a common and popular game. Any toy shop whatsoever. Well worth getting. I'll put a link in the description to the Switch version. But even if you don't have a Switch, just buy the board game for parties. It's a damn good game, alright? Love this game. Might be tempted to bring this back in some capacity. Maybe a live stream, maybe look at the expansion pack, because yeah, this comes bundled with the Seafarers expansion, where you can start setting up lines of boats that go over the ocean and try and discover secret new islands that get uncovered as you explore. And yeah, there's a bit of a fog of war mechanic. It's really, really damn cool. We might well see more of this. I'll keep an eye on how the video does. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been many a true nut, and this has been the absolutely wonderful Settlers of Catan. Thank you very much, and goodbye. I've created a small problem in my road system, which is it's literally impossible for anyone to ever go back into town. And this building shall be where we produce our zebras. And this much taller building next door is naturally where we produce the giraffes. Does anyone remember how the road system went? I think it was something like this.